everyone, Zerms is flying high here today with the next episode of Team Area Combos. I am joined today with my co-host Jago Man and
Hey,
OG
what is
Warriors as
up,
well.
guys? What is up, guys? Good to be back here again.
And we also have OG Warrior Destroyer also joining us.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for having me back.
Yeah,
Of course, man.
Yeah, of course. This is a smaller TEC episode today. We don't have many guests here at all because everyone's busy at all, and also not a lot of topics to talk about today, or that has been happening recently that we like to cover. But there's a couple of topics that we want to talk that we decided to talk about here. One the things we're gonna talk about today is the Smash Direct that recently happened today, the Dragon Ball FighterZ meta that's currently happening with Android 16, Bardock, Gotenks right there, and a couple other different characters. Then with controllers, basically, mainly talking about initial tease a use of a Steam World controller at Canada Cup. And then we're going to talk about top tier problems right there, which is basically about people hating to see top tier. But before that, we're going to first talk about a person that all of us, if he didn't exist right there, we would not have been talking about at all because we would never be probably met at all. Which is
we won't be here. We won't be here tonight. Pretty much.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here tonight because of him. Which is Stan Lee. Stan Lee obviously passed away today, probably of natural causes or old age, and basically he is the creator of many famous comic book characters and also one of the creators of Marvel Comics. And he passed away at 95 years old today, a year after his wife passed, which is really good, which is very sad. Obviously right there, without him right there, I would have never gotten into probably fighting games at all, because my first experience of fighting games that I actually took interest in was Marvel vs. Capcom 2 back in 2011, about a month or so before Marvel vs. Capcom 3 dropped. So, and because of that, I dropped it right there, and I freaking picked it up, and I found fun. And I started this game because my friends back in the day they started playing it, and my god, it was fucking fun as hell to freaking watch and play.
Of course, man.
Yeah. And without Stan Lee there, doing everything, I would never freaking probably met Jacob Man or any of my current friends right now or everything like that, or basically be part of the fighting game the community at all, because without him, because I started watching Marvel vs. Capcom, I got into fighting games, and without Marvel vs. Capcom right there, I probably wouldn't most likely never touched it.
I was about to say the similar thing from what you said too. Zerms, back in my day, back in my day, I used to watch a lot of the X-Men, Spider-Man, and Hulk movies, and read the comics, and I also got into the Marvel vs. Capcom games back in a young age with Marvel 1 and Marvel 2 back in the mid 2000s,
Yeah. So yeah, for me, I didn't get into fighting games at all. I was back in the day a heavy a Japanese RPG type of guy. I love playing Japanese RPGs games, or I like actually playing a variety of type of games besides sports games.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
same
man.
here.
Man. If Stanley or Shaq Kirby never make Marvel or any of the characters, we won't be here tonight. I have to get pretty big shout outs for both of those guys for making amazing characters that we can relate and enjoy.
Yeah, that is true. That was a very good turning point in my freaking things. Probably my first turning point right there was back in the day. I was trying to I was picking out a game out there with money for the GameCube, and one was Tales of Symphonia right there, which was a part of the one from the Dreamcast, or buying Resident Evil 4. And I bought Resident Evil 4, and I was like, well, I think I started playing more more Capcom games because of Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then he found
Oh,
Marvel
I
vs.
see.
Capcom.
yeah,
Yep.
Marvel vs. Capcom, and
Yeah, yeah, that's a long trail. I want to say something about. I mean, Stan Lee. I mean, everything. Obviously, what I really want people to do is really. I mean, people pass away and it's tragic, and people do stop and think about it. But I want everyone to really reflect on the amount of influence this man as an artistic, like imaginary, has influenced popular culture. I mean, we're talking
Mm-hmm.
millions of people over decades of time. Like how many people through comics, through the movies we watch, through all of this, the whole idea of superhero, you cannot even say that without thinking about what Stan Lee did for it, because you're already ripping off kind of what he created as a lore and as a modern mythology for us.
Of
Like,
course, man.
yeah,
Of course, man. He created like along with him and Jack Kirby, he created like so many like iconic like characters like Spider
yeah,
Man,
yeah,
Hulk, Iron Man.
yeah. I mean, the list. I mean, if you want to get into the list, it's absurd. I mean, it's absurd. I mean, we're Juggernaut, Hulk, Black Widow, Iron Man, Doctor
Black
Strange,
Panther,
Yeah,
Magneto.
Galactus. Like, he's it's a creative genius. Doctor Doom. God, you know
Doctor
Doctor
Doom,
Doom.
man.
yeah, yeah.
He's a. I
Everyone's
mean,
favorite character because of his foot dive shenanigans.
dude, there would be no foot dive.
Exactly.
There'll be no foot dive.
I mean, not to make light of it, but I mean,
there will
yeah,
be
this.
no Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah.
And no best game ever, Jeff.
Yeah, not only do I respect his contribution in creative characters, but the whole idea of comic book mythology and making that into like morph into movies today and all of that, even like as deep as the video games we play and like we love, like to the core, like this guy touched our hearts at a very young age, and or for me anyway, and I'm hooked till today to the stuff he's came up with and the things he's entertained me with. So rest in peace, Stanley. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Stanley. Yeah, like anyone that was part of the fighting game like universe probably had experience with Marvel vs. Capcom fighting games. And
Mm-hmm.
like a majority of versus fighters out there, or probably almost every versus fighter that probably played this game, I think I played Marvel right there. Obviously, probably played Dragon Ball Fighters in one sense or another, and probably without Marvel vs. Capcom, we probably would not have Dragon Ball Fighters. And
Exactly, man.
so basically, no Stan Lee, no Marvel vs. Capcom, no Dragon Ball Fighters. Because there wouldn't be a 3v3 fighter like at all because there was nothing to go off of.
Yeah, it's pretty. His contributions cannot be overstated.
And now, and also, we won't have like any of Marvel movies, like the MCU movies, the X-Men movies, and
Yeah,
like
like-
any of the Spider-Man movies, or the TV shows or the cartoons. If you think about it.
Hmm.
Yeah, dude, those all damn, just like he's like not all geniuses are scientists. Like this man is a genius.
He is.
Genius. Like creatively, inspirationally, he's a genius.
He is definitely a genius. Okay, let's go to the next topic right now because obviously we could go on forever about Stan Lee, but obviously everyone knows about like his passing with it, and everyone knows
Mhm.
about what he did for the thing. So we will respectively like that, but like especially we'll move on right there to respect him. Okay.
My condolences goes to his family and all,
Sure.
he's in a bad place, Stanley. Rest in peace, him. He did like a lot.
Yeah, true.
Nothing we can do, but we kind of do nothing about it. Death like come to you.
Word.
As soon as you life. That's life.
Yeah.
Rest
You
in
only-
peace, Stanley.
You only get 99 Marvel seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Exactly, man.
Yeah. Okay. Well, next we will go talk into the Smash Directs. Recently on November 1st, there was a new Smash Direct right there that basically was the final direct for the game before it came out, and basically announced 3 new fighters and a plethora of other details that it did, and like that. The major thing to take away from this game with it announced 3 new characters, which is a Echo Fighter for Ryu, which is Ruby Ken, a Xenorar, and Piranha Plants. Piranha Plant is the most interesting of the bunch because who would expect Piranha Plant?
That's random.
That's like random right there. But most likely it was probably because it was that leak that happened right there, the Grinch leak right there, and basically Awada, not a water fuck. Basically he decided like, you know what? I gave you too much like that. Now you started scooping right there. Damn, the character no one wanted. Boom, no one decided to want. There was a lot of details right there for the thing right there, which I had to look up all the details for because I know there was a lot. But another thing right there is the World of Light, which is basically the new story mode for the game, which also features voice acting too, from what I say. Which basically everyone gets killed off or basically wiped out by a mysterious light. Besides Kirby. Kirby's the only one to survive, and Kirby has to basically go through this the world of light right there and try to bring everyone back. We want to know.
Wait, this is like a general story mode or his story mode or what?
It's like a general. It's supposed to be the story mode for the game right here.
Oh, I mean this. I kind of remember the story mode for the older ones was just like a general story that's not about a single character, right? Are they trying to do it like different?
Says I'm not 100% exactly sure, but basically, this is what the article says right here for her, right? That I just linked in the chat right here for us. Kirby is basically everyone basically gets up. Here's right. Prison goes against an army of monster hands and something that eventually goes all around, and the only Kirby is managed to escape. Kirby is then thrown into an open world. Each stage appears to be a battle with preset worlds, which also can be created by a spirit mode. Actually, spirit mode has the ability to modify characters that have unique traits, the ability to turn metal during battle. Apparently, some real bosses like Duan can also show up here. Despite in this appearance, the Zoom mode is very different than the Surface Adversary. It specifically seems to mention the mode is about fun instead of story. It seems to find a greater gameplay to cutscene wrestle when compared to Brawl story mode. Also, Masaru Sakurai has planned to keeps posting this mode a secret to the game's release. Basically, from what it looks like right there, this game right there is obviously going to be a more fun version of Emissary, Subspace Emissary, which is the story mode that was in Brawl. Obviously, there wasn't a major story mode in Ultimate, not Ultimate right there, for the Wii U right there. I don't know much about it right there because I haven't paid much attention to the story mode because obviously I was paying more attention for the characters and everything.
Yeah. Story mode to me is always taking a back seat. I mean, it looks pretty elaborate though. It looks pretty. This game, man. Yeah, I mean, I like the story mode in the older ones. I like it when it's just kind of a cameo of all the characters. I don't know if they really keep a story, but yeah, it looks like they're trying to use the Kirby thing just to like zoom zone to zone or something. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay. Other things right there that we know that the final DLC has been confirmed already. By Nintendo, so everything is set by Nintendo. Man, Nintendo basically gave all the way preset characters, and he gave Sakurai basically the people, and he picked all those characters right there. We don't know how many characters it is, but he also confirmed that there's no manga characters in it. I mean, like characters that were in manga. So that means no Goku. So obviously right there's a lot of different characters. So that means it has to be a character that was on Nintendo console, or it was on a Nintendo game, or it can be a character that actually could. There's a good possibility that probably the Rabbids right there from Ubisoft has a possible appearance for the game, because obviously the crossover with Ubisoft and like Mario, I said that could be a possibility for DLC characters for the game.
Huh.
So there's obviously right there, like there's like no hints for the game at all for it. But besides that, but obviously that's actually one of the things I thought. And obviously there's going to be other characters that people want right there, because that like right now, basically those three characters that were mentioned earlier are the final on disc characters for the game. So the rest of the characters are going to be DLC later down the line. Besides Prada Pete, because he's been a DLC character for further on.
Yeah, I mean, to be completely honest, I mean, this roster is as thorough as it gets.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, so, I mean, the Wii U, wasn't a commercial success, so it's not uncommon that they're porting their Wii U games to the Switch just to kind of hit the audience with them. And when they do that, they kind of make definitive editions. So I'm curious, did they announce that there will be DLC, or people are already assuming there's going to be a DLC, or has that even been confirmed?
Yeah, it has been confirmed right there that he actually tweeted out himself that the DLC roster has been finalized. We're like, it's already been set right there. He didn't mess up what DLC it was. The DLC roster. I mean.
Yeah, because I mean, I know they had DLC for Mario Kart, and then once you got the final Mario Kart, that was it. So, But I mean, at the same time, this roster is so outrageously more than anyone could expect that I wouldn't complain either way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I mean, they got Piranha Plant in there, for God's sake. Like what more? You kind of got everyone now.
Except for Wall Easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that is. Yeah. It says he made it in any of the other games. No.
Yeah, that's sad. For Easy. Okay. Okay. Another thing right there is that I saw on Twitter that they're planning on banning stages already for Smash Ultimate, even though the game has not came out yet. Yeah, so and basically, and for Smash Ultimate right there, the game has not came out yet, and they're already planning on banning stages, which is weird because all the stages that have been banned, have multiple versions of it where it's in a mega mode with no stage hashes at all, and basically you can turn off stage hashes too, which is weird right there because
it is.
Yeah, I mean, the first of all, the idea of banning something before it comes out, that's already kind of like that. To who? What are the pros of that? Because I can tell you the cons. Like, what are the pros of that? Why wouldn't you at least play them out, or at least test them out to see, maybe this stage? What if Final Destination now has bomb on it, and you're like, yeah, Final Destination's in for sure. I'm not saying that something that outrageous might happen, but like, why wouldn't you make that decision before? But in terms of what stages to pick, I mean, I've always thought they just eliminated stages that just had random stuff in it, or like insta kills, or like just dumb stuff. I don't know. I think as long as they keep it like stages that are like that, it's always a fine line, like what stages aren't like that. I've always looked at Yoshi's Island or Yoshi's Story. Like, they let that one play. Yeah, they let that one play first tournament. But you know, once there's a couple of shy guys in random floors on the, so like what's the limit? You know, like it's not just flat floors or three, you know, battlefield three on the sky and one on the ground. So it, you know, I think there's always going to be an argument of like where do you draw the line about that. But I don't know about drawing the line before the stages are we can play them though. I don't know about that.
That's nice. Okay, here. Let me show you. Let me show you the tweet right here that like for everyone that wants to know right there. And here's I'm gonna post the link in there. I'm just gonna post the link in the thing right here. So
okay, I actually do have a question about the what do you call it, pigeon? Who made the pigeon in the first place?
I know this is like more of a community type thing. The
community.
What?
Yeah, look at all these freaking stages in here.
I was gonna expect at most see like less than half.
yeah, that's too, Eric.
Basically, look, that's obviously
that's
about 75% of the stages that are banned, and we're probably like I don't know, like 15% freaking questionable, and then like freaking like making like another 10% like not banned right there, and then freaking like 5% questionable or something like that, which is like why? Look at this. That makes like no fucking sense.
Yeah, like personally, I always thought that if there's a stage hazard, then as long as both people are aware of the stage hazard, then let it rock. That's all. I've always been an advocate of that. But then there's the matches that just make random things happen. That's kind of, I don't know, dude. But that's because I mean it's fair if the hazard could hit both characters. That's why I always thought like, what's the big deal? But then you start picking according to hazards and according to stages and according to characters, and that's a little dicey. You start losing the contest's meaning right there.
No, it's because the hazards that there are more of a random factor.
I agree.
That's why people didn't want items in there or like that right there. People want to have like that's why they had stage bans, because they want to get rid of the randomness factor. But but they get rid of the stage hazards, which is a random factor, and obviously not gonna have items. And they freaking balance freaking final smashes right there, so that one, they're easy to get right there. You can also use meter to build them up and actually use them doing things, so you don't have to get the smash ball, so that you have like a super meter. And they like don't want that either for some reason. It's something that you can actually do it, and you can combo into. They're like Sakurai is trying to make this game more like a fighting game, and fucking like the Smash is not fucking wanting a fighting game on it.
Yeah, if anything, take advantage of the other stuff that could be hype about this game that can't be hype about other games. But I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
I understand it to a degree, but I don't know if this chart reflects the degree I agree to it. But then again, I haven't played all these stages personally, so who knows? Maybe they all are really kind of crazy. But I mean, that's a lot you can't play.
Yeah, basically, there's only a couple of reasons why in fighting games stages get banned. One is that the performance issue with a certain stage right there is bad enough right there it causes lag, which basically that's that. Two is basically the stage is longer than normal stages right there, which makes it so that it's harder to actually get put in the corner into, which basically there was like that in Dark Circus 3, where one of the stages right there is a lot longer than normal, and basically because you can't do that. And 2 and 3 right there is probably the color in the stage, where certain, like, if you can't see what's happening on the screen right there, there's nothing you can literally do right there.
Dude, that's the old Heli carrier tech, dude. Just use it to your advantage. Yeah. No, I mean the performance issue. I mean, I guess because people just like a lag-free game, so I could understand that. But what if it's offline? It's still banned.
It's still banned like that because it causes physical freaking slowdown in the game. Because it causes physical slowdown in the game. That's why it's banned. That's why the volcano and Super Street Fighter 4 right there, like you barely ever seen it because of how freaking laggy it gets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that's why right there, like, it makes total sense right there. But obviously, like, banning fucking stages right there because it's a tiny bit too long, or like having random things like that when you can turn off stage handles right there.
Yeah, I remember in Marvel Superheroes, the old arcade game, there was a stage that had no corners. Like it was an infinite, like you push it back, and once you do the combo, it pushes them back, and you do the combo again, it pushes them back more. Like that was interesting. But I mean,
yeah, that was definitely interesting.
Yeah, it was like the where you fought the Shumagorath, like the looked like a boneyard or something. But anyway, like I mean, I wouldn't mind a longer stage as long as it's like not obnoxiously long. If it was just like a couple things more.
Basically it's a notch to the song like that. Basically, like if it's like double the length of a normal
if it's like one of those huge
or basically it's like a length and a half right there of like that's gonna be too big right there because obviously like some characters basically like take so long to get someone in the corner in the game that like it's very hard right there. So basically that's another issue. Yeah. But obviously that really like in freaking smashes right there, you've like basically it's like there's freaking keepaway characters in like Smash too right there. Freaking I know there's keepaway characters like in Smash.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely.
And people probably might want to say, hey, like if we actually should ban the series because freaking like she's like fucking too OP right there because no one can come after because how fucking huge the stage is or whatever. It's like says. That's we have to deal with fucking bullshit right there in our games right there. You don't have to fucking like yell at that.
Yeah, exactly.
Says so. Like, but the freaking ban thing right there is just stupid right there because.
I mean the preemptive ban obviously has like no pros, just cons, right? And then who's deciding these things or they say it's the community, but like who really opened Photoshop and put these X's here? Like who's really making this? Cause this is a drastic call. I think it deserves a little accountability. Straight up, like what is this?
Yeah. Stupid. So basically, but right now banning stages when it's before the game's even out yet, right there is stupid as hell.
Yeah, this is obnoxious.
That's the Smash community, man.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. Okay. Next topic, guys, is gonna be the DBFZ meta right now. The DBFZ meta. Basically, right now, the DBFZ meta right there is basically it consists of Android 16, Bardock, and Gotenks. Basically,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, basically, each of these characters have very good things in their own way. Like Android 16 has a very impressive thing that he has a very good assist. He can fit in any spot of the team. He can be a point character, assist character, or an anchor character. He has basically a very good mix up with his level 3. He has like various good tools right there. He has a lot of freaking good things right there that he works so hard for right there. And basically, he's very good at everything. Bardock,
he's very good as a command grab character, you know.
Yeah, Bardock right there is the best versatile character in the game, single-handedly, because of his lariat move. He has very good damage with certain assists right there, and his level 3 mix-up game is probably the scariest part of his toolkit. Where basically,
wait, is it?
Yeah, that's why you see.
Yeah,
that's why you see so many people do level 3s of Bardock. Because his mix-up game is very good where he can do a 50-50, like high-low or cross-up, depending on how you do it.
That sounds kind of scary.
And also in level 3s in Dragon Ball FighterZ are hard knockdowns, meaning so that you cannot tech out of it unless you unless they mess up the timing on it. So that's why Bardock is actually so freaking oppressive. That's because of his level 3. Because you have to literally guess for doing it because he can go overhead right there, go low, cross up right there. So that's why he's very impressive with that. And Gotenks right there, Gotenks has probably one of the best assists in the game. And also because he's very short, and he has an impressive toolkit where basically he can freaking press buttons most of the time and actually do stuff, or he can freaking have the Ghost Oki, which is his level 1 super, and basically have Oki with it right there, while you can't literally do stuff about it because that ghosts are up. That's it. And basically he can really go in almost any point too, like Android 16, and. Basically, a lot of characters freaking use them nowadays, like Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox uses the Bardock Android 16 cell nowadays. Basically, a lot of people use the Android 16 and Gotenks cell. I know Leffen right there uses it right there. You also see Gotenks is a very good freaking press assist, because I don't know if you saw like a Vincent Kazanoko play on him, but he made freaking Gotenks broken, and it's instant play when he actually played him with with Adult Gohan and Yamcha, and they're so good. That's because of that, and basically that's why people don't want hate how impressive they are, because back in the day right there before Android 16 Bardock got nerfed. Android 16 had freaking hard knockdowns on his command grab. So that means he can do a meatless freaking 50-50 setup off of his normal button motor combo.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, basically that was so impressive with that. That's why Android 16 was considered probably the best character in the game besides Adult Gohan. Adult Gohan was probably the best character in the game because infinite block, a long impressive boxing right there, a lot of things like that, and a lot of freaking broken thing, a lot of good things about him. Bardock right there, was just so impressive because his lariat, back in the day, was plus on block, meaning he was safe after doing it, and he can press buttons.
Oh wow!
Literally do it. Now his lariat is not as safe right there, and he lost one of his level 3 setups, which was another version of his lariat, which basically is a way easier. They got rid of how easy you can time it right there to actually do a mix up after it. So he can just do his air lariat right there, and basically you hit the gas steps high or low. Well, this one right there, you have to time it now, so it's not as easy as to get the 50-50 setup. And Gotenks right there actually got buffed recently. His assist right there got freaking buffed. So now that it can keep a smash attack, which is basically if you hit them with a stand heavy right there, you get a wall bounce right there, or a extended air accent right there. And Gotenks in the first version right there, made it so that it uses up your smash, but they changed it now so that you keep your smash now. So that means you can actually do a smash attack afterwards, so that you can actually do more damage now with his assist now. So that's why he's more impressive now. He got a couple of hits nerfs right there with a couple of special moves right there and something like that, but he's still freaking really good. So basically, for the nerfs right there, basically the nerfs I want to see right there is basically probably nerf the active frames on Android 16's normals, because Android 16's normals are very active, and he wins a lot of stuff that he should not be winning, and probably probably right there maybe slow down his normals too right there, because Android 16 is built as a grappler in this game, but he can literally press buttons right there all he wants because how good these buttons are. So basically, he needs to get rid of some of his active frames for his air normals, and basically slow down his buttons so he can't really press buttons after stuff. Bardock right there, he just needs to make it so that he can't freaking just do YOLO Lariat into like banners right there for free, and they have to make sure that he had to nerf his auto combo. His auto combo is so fucking really good that he can like you. There's a literal reason why you see freaking Bardock smashing buttons on Wake Up, because his auto combo is literally fucking that good. That
is it that good? Like, wait, why is it that good?
Because it literally beats anything the opponent can do. Because
Really?
that's how good it is. Basically, it has so high priority on it that it really beats anything that freaking that he can do.
Oh damn!
Yeah, so that's why people fucking just master that. And also, basically, you can't really get rid of his level 3 Oki game mix-up, because obviously everyone has level 3 Okis after that, unless they get rid of everyone's level 3 Oki. So obviously you can't touch that. But basically, you just have to make sure that he can't freaking. He has to slow down his buttons in some way, so he cannot freaking press buttons like he can, or something like similar to that. It's very hard right there, because there's certain things that I think that Bardock only be top tier, or he be garbage tier, because how he's designed. Because he doesn't have any projectiles besides one, and he has to have good like rest down game, because all his other tools are not that good. Because he only has Lariat as his only good special, because he has no projectile, and his only other special right there is basically his only other special right there is a something that is something on block. And also he has a metered reversal move, which is the level 1 super. But I think that is fine right there, because unless you really want to remove that right there, so you can't fucking just press buttons on Wake Up, because no one should only certain characters can probably press wake up buttons on Wake Up. So,
yeah. But I have some just to kind of get a history of this, because like I'll be to be 100% honest, I'm not too familiar with the DBFZ meta, but I am familiar with fighting games and the kind of natural course that they take.
Yes. So
these 3 characters, Android 16, Bardock, and Gotenks. Well, first let me premise it with this: how drastic was the first nerf/buff hammer that they did to this game?
Well, basically,
was it bodied or was it subtle?
Android 16, his first nerf right there was basically getting rid of his Oki off his command grab, his his hard knockdown after his normal command grabs in the air.
Yeah, what I'm saying was, like, in general, did they come hard with the nerfs and buffs, or did they come subtle with the nerfs and buffs when they first did this first set of nerfs and buffs?
Okay, the first
wave, was it drastic or was it subtle?
It was more of a subtle, depending on the character.
Okay, so some characters were just handled, straight up.
There was 4 characters in the initial freaking first thing right there that changed, that basically got nerfed a bit right there, but it didn't hurt the character off because it was still pretty good.
Because they were kind of broken already. Okay, so for this one, these characters, Android 16, Bardock, and Gotenks, would you say that they are broken, or that
they were not broken right there? Basically, probably the most broken character in the game was Adult Gohan, because he literally can put you in a freaking minute-long block string, and there's nothing you can do to get out of it.
Yeah,
that's kind of ridiculous.
Yes, he can literally put you in a minute-long block string, and there's nothing you can do, because you literally have to block it right there.
Yeah, and then you mess up the one spot, and he's back at it again. That sounds very obnoxious. So what I'm saying is that I've never liked the buffing of things that are like the strongest. I like the nerfing of things that are broken, that are clearly broken, like nothing's beating this, or this shouldn't be hitting like this, stuff like this. But the whole idea is if you just nerf what's on top, something else will surface, and then it just becomes a nerf, and then it becomes Mortal Kombat, then it becomes Mortal Kombat. So I just hope they don't knee jerk react to these characters, and what they're taking away is truly unfair to the cast.
It says. that is true. I can't deny that. But this right here is basically if they change them anyway, right? Then what changes that they will most likely do to them, or what I think that they're gonna do to them if anything. Um, uh, so basically, I did say what I was gonna say. Basically, like nerf Android 16's active frames and his normals, and maybe nerf his the active his make his jabs slower. That's what you should do. Make his jabs slower because obviously his jabs are very good. Because he should not have that fast of jabs. That's basically it. Like obviously making so that he can stick combo right there, but making so that he can't freaking press buttons right there.
Yeah, he needs some overall balance. Just some you're too fast for how strong you are or whatever something. Yeah.
Says,
or too strong for how fast you are or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, basically if I want to do drastic stuff right there, I would make it so that he freaking cannot combo into his air command grab, which is basically his normal freaking way of ending on a hard knockdown right there. He can't combo into that right there. He has to use vanish right there to combo into that. That right there will make it a big nerf because he doesn't use meter that much that often besides vanish. Because he doesn't need meter besides doing a wake up EX command grab to air command grab to try to dot someone or use 3 bars to do it. Basically, if he can't freaking combo into his normal ender, then that will make it so that he is literally a lot freaking weaker because he can't normally do what he normally does. And with Bardock right there, he could basically the only thing you have to really do right there is that his normals have to be slower, and he cannot freaking banish after his lariat. That will make him freaking very freaking harder to do because then he can't freaking do Bardock things. But obviously, I'm trying to think like a nerf right there that it won't hurt the character overall, meaning like it won't freaking destroy the character.
Yeah. I like just nerfing broken moves or broken supers or
So and obviously with the Gotenks right there, basically the other thing is to revert that freaking smash back to his assist right there back into the previous version right there because obviously he did not need that. And I think he's actually really okay besides that. Besides maybe nerfing his I actually don't know what else we need, but I know that his assist needs nerfing. That's really it right there. His assist is probably one of the best in the game besides Vegeta's. Vegeta's is still pretty good.
You said that was one of the. I remember that being the big deal when they did the first wave of nerfs.
Oh yeah, the first wave of nerfs right there, yeah, because Vegeta was very freaking impressive because you get locked down that freaking over almost full screen because of his assists and there's nothing you can do about it.
I like the idea of all that was broken and they nerfed it. How is it now? Okay, it's good. It's not broken anymore, but it's good because then you retain kind of what people took time to learn, took time to develop. It's people are going to use a move and then learn the setups and blah, blah, blah. And then just season 2, you can't do that no more. I don't know. That's kind of, I feel that robs the dedicated. So I always hope they minimalize that as much as they can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So same here. Those are the things that I have to say about the meta. The meta is not super stale. People are just sick and tired of saying those 3 characters over and over because most of the time that you would see at least 1 or 2 of those characters on high level teams right now. That's why people are not liking seeing it and saying that this meta is stale right now. So I'd say that this meta might be turning stale, but obviously I think it's still an okay meta because a lot of characters are viable nowadays, and you do see team variety still. Tien is probably an amazing assist. Yamcha is getting a lot better now, becoming a lot better now because of Kazunoko's doing.
And Quick G, I've been seeing Quick G using Yamcha at Yolocom this year and DBZ actually.
Yamcha right there was a legit good freaking probably like the best assist right there and a bad character. But people are saying like, wait, Jansen's not that bad. He has ways to open people up still. Like he still has like ways to do it like that. I see people are just getting stuck on because people thought that he was a bad character, and then freaking Kazunoko sold on that. Hey, he might be a bad character, but his assist is that fucking good that you want him on your team.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes it comes down to like that's what's important. Like if it's
Yeah.
he's only good as an assist. Well, if that's winning your first two characters, then let it be. You know. We know what that's all about.
There's a man right there. Vanilla Hagar was fucking shit. But guess what? He was the best fucking assist in the game.
Yeah.
He literally says, "Oh, come at me, bro. I'm just gonna lure at you if you come at me." And,
Exactly.
yeah. So basically, but the album right there is basically like Vanilla Tatsu right now because how good it is. Because of good lockdown right there. Obviously, doesn't show the projectiles right there, but it makes approaching safe with it and allows you to get messed up afterwards. So yeah, I think that the meta right now is actually not stale at all. It might turn stale down the line if there's if the next major patch with it does not change at all. So yeah. Okay, now next topic right there is controllers.
But I want to say one more thing about the DFZ is I mean I'm sure you're not fighting the exact same 2 or 3 teams every time, right? But you like you said, there's like common characters, right?
Yeah.
But are the matches themselves varied, or are people saying pretty much the same story played again and again and again?
Well, it's basically because Android 16 and Bardock are not that flashy characters anymore. Because obviously, right there, like Android 16 and Bardock right there, basically like do the exact same things mostly, and you actually see it. But obviously, that's how like a lot of characters are, and people but because how good the characters are, you see them a lot.
Yeah, I mean the tiers will eventually emerge, but is the game no longer a game? Like it's pretty much a solved puzzle. Like this is what you do, and this is what you do to win.
I would say it's not a solved puzzle yet because it says obviously it's not a solved puzzle yet because freaking like people thought that various fighting games right there was solved back in the day.
Yeah, and they get unbelievably cracked after. Yeah,
like Super Showboy right there. Remember, like freaking people saying that T-Hawk was literally the worst character in the game, and then he found out that he has a fucking command code that kills you no matter what, and you can't get out of it right there.
I do know that, dude. That's like seriously, that's like some 25-year tier changing tech later. Like,
yeah, but
yeah,
that's absurd.
Yeah, that's absurd. Okay, next topic. Controllers right there. Basically, this is a interesting topic because I'm bringing this up because recently there was a user at a fighting game player at Canada Cup recently that was playing Guilty Gear, and his controller he was using was a PS4 steering wheel controller for driving games. And that's the controller that he used against a fighting game player known as Durgara, basically Cyclops Durgara, which he is a very good fighting game player. He plays a lot of different fighting games, Street Fighter, like Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear, Blaze Blue. He plays a lot of the most well-known fighting game titles nowadays, and he was able to beat him using a steering wheel controller, which is an amazing freaking thing.
I was pretty OD, man, when I first saw it. I was like, damn, he's using it wearing steel? That's crazy.
So he performed with like skill or just got by? Like that's unbelievably.
Yeah.
First of all, how do you get to that as a choice as a player?
Well, basically, if the video right here that we do, because I'm not gonna play it because obviously don't want to play like the video of someone's work. Basically he said in the video that he bought the controller once right there. And someone said to him, "Hey, you know what? You should try to enter like a Canada couple using that controller for some reason." It's like, sure, why not? I don't know. And he basically that's what he did. He actually controller with it right there, and basically he like uses it like a normal fighting game controller because if you actually watch the video, there's actually a D-pad and the controller with the buttons to it, and then there's the freaking the left trigger and the right trigger on like the back of it.
This is becoming a lot more realistic. Okay, I thought this floor was literally tilting the wheel left and right and doing.
You get actually like tilt the wheel.
So he basically used the little baby jank plastic D-pad and got down.
Obviously used the like that right there because
okay. I mean I can respect that. I mean that's dope, but I don't think that's any disrespect to the other player as far as like, ooh, he beat him with that, because at that point, if you practice on it, it could be a viable controller like any other.
Yeah, that's true, but. Do you think like a player like him can actually beat a high level opponent like that? That's actually the major thing about that. Like even like obviously anyone can beat anyone with a controller of their choosing right there if they try hard enough. But how often do you see that?
I mean I don't think this is his controller of choice as much as like he's trying to make a statement or troll or just I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna beat you with this controller. I mean for whatever reason he decided to learn this stick. He decided to learn it. Well, maybe the video will explain that, but. You know, like I said, if he decided, the reason why no one's using it is because he's probably only doing this just as a troll or as to make a point or something. There's much more ergonomic and responsive controllers, so that's why you wouldn't see anyone doing that. The real question is why is he doing that? I understand why everyone else isn't. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I really wonder what his. I think he was. I don't know. He looked like he's just trying to be trolly or get some attention or something.
He's not trolling like that. I think that he wanted to put a challenge for himself because still.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, fair enough.
But still, like that, because using a fighting game controller, you have to get used to the controller. Because obviously, right there, it's not going to be the same layout as a pad, a stick right there, or a fighting game pad. So you have to get used to the controller, and obviously that guy did get used to it.
Yeah, it seems like he willingly gave himself a handicap and decided to get as good as he can with that. That's the way it looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, because if you give yourself a handicap, that means you have to try that harder to actually win. Which obviously right there freaking help.
Well, I mean, but I mean, once you practice on it, it's probably becomes a negligible handicap at some point. So it's really, I mean, I get the statement and why it's newsworthy, but at the same time, it doesn't mean the guy he beat sucks or that this guy's godlike. It just could be he played better than him on that day. Exactly. Like that simple, you know.
That's what remember. You also can use that same thing with against low tier characters. Like this guy freaking might have sucked right there and beat him with a low tier character. No, he freaking had to put more effort to actually doing it because he handicapped himself by using a low tier character. So you can't use that against him right there because because the controller that he is right there. Obviously, no one can grab that right there and actually beat Durga using a serial controller right there unless they actually practice with it. So they had to actually try out the control patches right there, do the combos and everything like that. And he showed that he put the effort right there and actually won using his effort using that controller. It's like someone freaking beating someone with a team of Heisen Cole, Phoenix Wright, Iron Fist in that order, and beating Chris G with that team. So it's rare as hell out there, but it can happen.
It can. Yeah. It doesn't happen all the time, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I could go the next year with a virtual on 2-lever controller, and but it's if I catch a win, that's cool. Maybe it's a meta to where if it should ever happen to be it's 2-2, just for half a second his opponent is like, I'm about to lose to somebody with a steering wheel, and then that's when he gets the last hit. Maybe it's some kind of secret meta.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Which is weird. So obviously right there we saw someone using a fighting game controller. Other controllers I remember seeing nowadays right there is I saw people using keyboards like a keyboard.
Yeah, the keyboard.
A normal keyboard, a Rockman keyboard, like a keyboard that you can actually play piano keys. But using it as a fighting game. If I saw someone using Let's see. Obviously a Guitar Hero guitar.
Oh
But
man, I was about to say that too, man. Dang it.
yeah, basically there's a lot of different freaking things that people can actually use and actually play fighting games with. Obviously right there it's actually hard. And also like don't forget about people using fighting game sticks, but like the stick is in a body pillow, because of the waifus and everything like that. That's
Oh,
obviously
that too. Hmm.
yeah, that's also, and also people using hitboxes too. Hitboxes are things that you
Yeah.
like very unique thing that's been seeing a lot more nowadays because of how unique it is right there. Because you can freaking actually control what inputs you do right there without messing up because you have to press two buttons at once right there to solve your input. And
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
I've,
know, I
and
know, I know. I know. Like a few like people use that, like Quark, C, and Taxi, and a few other guys too.
yeah, I mean, I respect that one because, see, some of these guys playing these games on these funky controllers, like it's impressive, but I respect like things like the hitbox and these kind of things because it's mathematically like reducing like input time from a joystick, things of this nature. It's
yeah, that,
I think it's impressive as long as it doesn't encroach on the line of like cheating advantage that the other person can't have.
yes, yes, yeah, that's the same thing right there, right? Even Cloud A5 right there actually moved to hitbox too, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
know that. Yeah.
yeah, what's obviously right there shows that like hitboxes right there, people obviously like you said it there are like better before because of getting rid of the input delay, and but it's also a lot harder to use because
Mhm.
of obviously your hands have to get used to freaking pressing buttons instead of moving a stick.
Yeah,
What's
you have to. It's hard to
what's
use because you have to unlearn what we know.
Yeah, but yeah, and also that right there literally takes months to actually do because obviously right there it's mostly like a freaking reflex. Who will ever
Mhm.
play the fighting game like using a stick like that, and it takes forever to actually do it right there because there's probably gonna be times that you're trying to freaking move the stick in like in panicking mode right there to actually do it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's actually going to be the biggest thing right there for that. So that's actually probably like one of the biggest handicaps with a control with a hitbox controller because obviously hitboxes should not be anyone's first controller at all for because
No, it's very hard to use a hitbox if you're not used to it.
yeah. It's just very counterintuitive to what we know, but I could see where if somebody learned it, how fast and how responsive it could be.
yeah, definitely can see that too. So uh, obviously right there, anyone can probably use a controller to beat a top level player if they try hard enough. And
Hmm.
Yes,
even if you use a normal freaking controller right there, like a D-pad right there, like
or
Soundify,
steering wheel.
yeah, steering wheel, like Soundify. Soundify is a normal freaking D-pad user. Like he just
Yep.
uses a normal like a PS4 controller or a normal fighting game pad, and he's like literally like the best player at any game he touches. Well,
He's a
Yeah.
god, pretty much.
he's a guy right there.
I
And
mean, it's how we're looking at like, oh my God, this person's so good and he uses a pad. We got to understand that we're a generation that came from that played games in arcades that had sticks, and now these kids are being born into controllers competitively.
Hey.
And at some point, we're gonna be the weirdos. Like, what do you mean? You won using that? It's at some point it's gonna switch. So, what is that lever thing? That's how you won?
I know
How
what
did you
you
win with
mean,
that?
man. Yeah,
Is
I
that
know
legal?
what you mean, man. I know what you mean, man. You're like
Yeah.
one of the OG players, you know.
Yeah,
like,
the pad generation will is already becoming the norm as far as the sticks they use, and that just proves it's not about
Mhm.
what you're using. It's just about what you've learned and what you know and what you had
Exactly.
available.
Yeah.
yep. Yeah, so basically, anyone can probably use any controller they feel like right there, and actually probably do well with them if they actually put the time in for it.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I just as long as the controller's like not like advantageous to another controller, but that's what I always concerned about the hitbox because I mean I'm sure you guys I don't know if you guys have talked about this before or noticed this before, but you can hold left and right at the same time on a hitbox, but you can't do that on a joystick. Like you can hold left and be holding right. Well, on a joystick, that is physically impossible. So some people have even argued, like, well, is the hitbox technically fair compared to the joystick or the control pad? Because the control pad, you got to choose one or the other as well. But having those as buttons, like now, let's say you're gonna cross me up, you're gonna left right me. I hold both. You know what I mean? There was definitely there's definitely some stickies that one was the borderline argument for the hitbox, but. You know, as long as the control, I mean, I guess it's fair enough. I guess maybe they consider how hard it is to learn it, but as long as it doesn't have any crazy advantages like that or more than that, then I said that I'm all rock. Win with the steering wheel if you can. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. And also back in like EVO 2014, back in the grand finals between Luffy against what's Sagat's play name again?
Bonchan?
Bonchan, yeah, with Luffy beating him with the PS1 controller.
What type of controller do you have?
The PlayStation 1 controller.
Oh, that's so. Hey, dude, this guy. You know what? That's props. I actually give him props. That's dope. Because it takes a lot of tenacity to play your PS1 controller that many games later. You got to buy converters and.
That's props, crazy, man.
Yeah,
props to Luffy, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. But real talk, he probably learned fighting games on the PS1, right? And then he probably tried the DualShock 2 and was like, "No, I don't like this." And there was like a converter you could buy, so he bought it, and then just kept rocking it. I actually totally relate to him because the controller I used to love, the control pad I used to love for fighting games was on the Sega Saturns when I first played Marvel Superheroes and
yes,
and X-Men Street Fighter, and they had that was the only control pad even to this day, I think, until the Commander, that had a 6-button layout. That's why I loved it. It had a 6-button layout, right? So I played the Dreamcast Marvel 2 with that controller with converters, and even when Marvel
is very good.
Yeah, and even when Marvel 3 came out on the Xbox 360, I had a converter to play the Saturn pad. So
really, wow.
Yeah, so I played the Saturn pad through 3 generations, and this fool just took that to a whole new level. He played it from PS1 to Street Fighter, dude. Like, that's props, dude. I get it. That's dope.
It is, man. It's crazy, you know.
Pretty crazy, man. Okay, so let's go to the final topic of the night, which is why top tiers everywhere and people complaining. Obviously, this is mainly for my channel right here, but obviously this works with basically anyone right here that's watching there. Basically, I have been seeing a lot of freaking hate for various people playing top tiers and fighting games and people calling them hate. Basically, I've been getting sick of it because people are downplaying players because they pick top tier, which makes no sense. Because
I don't like that, you know.
Yeah, because anyone can play top tier and win, but not anyone can play top tier and win against other top tier players and actually hope to beat them. Because anyone can probably pick freaking, I don't know, Dante Dormammu right there, but no, there's gonna be having trouble beating you, freaking Janko Man, because you're fucking good right there. But it's on a different level when they have to freaking fight Tyson right there,
or Tyson, nice,
Tyson right there, or Cyber Angel Japan, or anything like that, because they're that good at the game right there. And basically, they're showing that even if you use top tier, you can't fucking beat it. You can't fucking win it though. So even if look, obviously people see top see top low tier win against top tier, but obviously that's not going to happen that often because top tier has participation because of how good they are at that. They can beat low tier because how they are. And basically, people just hate seeing top tier everywhere because obviously you see them the better the character is, obviously the more characters you see him right there actually being used, unless they're a very complex character to actually use, like Sea Viper was in Ultimate. Yeah, so this basically a lot of these people complaining out there don't know that you can actually enjoy people playing top tier and actually enjoy watching them. Yeah, it says obviously right there. Like I seen like so many Bardocs and Android 16s when fucking going through replays, so for my channel and everything like that. But I would literally fucking stop what I'm doing and see if I see fucking see Sonic Fox fighting against like Goichi right there, because that shit is gonna be fucking lit as fuck right there, because
Of course, man.
yeah, because
It'd
look,
be good.
they're the best players in the world, playing probably the best characters that they actually play in the world. And who wouldn't want to see fucking a set like that? And guess what? They will probably be using top tier. It says obviously it's going to be like whatever Soundpass playing at the time with Bardock and Android 16, and then we're probably going to be Cell, Bardock, and Super Saiyan Vegeta for Goichi most likely. And you will definitely freaking tell that this set is going to be fucking lit just because the two players playing it. Obviously, obviously,
it actually would be a blow up if they didn't pick top tier at that point. Someone would just body someone else.
Yeah, because basically
they're bringing all their skill to the ready.
Yeah, because if they pick out a characters right there, unless it's a known casual set right there, people will think they would be sandbagging each other or basically freaking colluding each other.
It wouldn't be as close or as exciting as of a contest, and we're trying to see the best of the best. Yeah,
of course, Eric.
Yeah, so as far as people complaining, hey, why are you picking that team, bro? Android again, like this stuff, right? Yeah. To me, it's Bardock for real. Like when you start hearing these things, you're doing it right. Like that's the school of thought I come from. When why do you keep doing that move? Why do you keep picking that team? You never hear people winning saying that. So you never. So anytime someone's dogging your team or saying why are you picking top tier again, they're probably losing to you. You feel me? So the salt always wants to take away, like the salt oxidizes. It tries to take away the credit from your opponent. That's the way it is. You won me because my finger hurt. You won me because I don't have my joystick. I was tired. And then if that doesn't work, well, you picked it's a counter pick. Your team's cheap, broken. No, you're doing it right. You're evoking salt from those who play you, and that means you're doing it right. And anyone who's complaining about your team, that lets me know that's what I'm supposed to do against you next time.
That is facts, man. 100% facts.
That is 100% fact. Yeah, funny. And this doesn't belong just to Dragon Ball. It belongs to every single fighting game out there. Obviously, it's like Versus Doom right there in Ultimate. It's like freaking
the tiers are gonna emerge.
It's like Kami right there, or Gaio in Street Fighter 5. It's like
Marvel 2 with Marvel 2, Magneto, Psylocke, Storm, Sentinel, Cable.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, and also if you did pick one of those teams, unless you're Clockwork right there, you most likely are not going to win right there. So you have to pick one of those teams right there, no matter what.
Mm-hmm. And the assist as well, man.
And the assist as well, important. Right yes. And also, like, there's Ruby and Guru and Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle right there. It says you can pick those teams, you have a minor chance to win, but nope. When a player that knows what they're doing right there, knows how to fight against those teams right there, picking out, you're like, oh, I can't beat this guy even though I'm picking top tier. What the fuck? So
because he had to learn the mashups and the character itself, you know.
Yeah,
that's always the inherent advantage of not picking top tier is that I know what, as strong as Virgil is, I know what he's gonna do. You feel me? I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna sort up and try his bullshit.
Helmbreaker.
Yeah, he's gonna Helmbreaker. He's gonna sort up. He's gonna try his dumb stuff, right? So, but not everyone knows what the hell, like, you know, some rando X Factor, turnabout mode, Phoenix Rest. No, people know Phoenix, right? No one knows what to do, so he's gonna body you at that moment. You know what I mean? Like, so they always kind of round out. The tiers are what they are, but over time, the countermeasures start to emerge as well. You know?
Yes. Says that's it. Also, why do people play top tier? It's actually a couple of reasons why. One is that they want to win tournaments.
Yeah.
They want to want to win matches right there.
They also don't have an imaginary restriction in their mind of how they should win. Yeah. They're just trying to win.
Yeah,
they want to win, you know.
Yeah. There's a couple different things you actually can go about like that right there. They can pick a character that they love playing, and then pick two characters that they don't care for, like Rose of Doom, and basically they have a better chance to win.
Where have we seen this? Yeah, dude, dude.
Yeah,
that's the only way you could play Ghost Rider. He's not viable to do that.
yeah. It says or like in I'm talking about freaking Sonifat. Sonifat right now is basically the same thing. He's picking what character he wants to play, and he's picking top tier, which is Bardock, like Android 16.
There it is.
Yeah, basically, like there's that right there that you can freaking like play what you want, but also having a backup plan to actually win, which is that. Which Sonifox obviously has can win because he's Sonifox, or there's another aspect to it. What if the players who pick top tier love the characters that they pick top tier for?
That's how you get down, dude. That's when the stars align.
Yeah.
When so and so's favorite character, when top player so and so's favorite character is top tier, that's when the stars align, and that's who wins Evo.
Yeah,
like stuff like that. Like
freaking hell. So it's like there's been like the pics of that right there. Like, fuck. Like obviously right there's been like any players that played freaking Mega Man characters, like fucking hell, zero fucking they it's like they're like, my God, this character's so fucking good. Or like people who love Devil May Cry, fucking people like Dante fucking Rose like that. They pick fucking that Stars of the Line because they love fucking those characters.
They love the characters, and their personalities.
Straight up, I've rocked Iron Man since Marvel Superheroes, and then War Machine in Marvel when they took him out, and I mained him in every iteration of Marvel games, right?
I respect that, man.
And some the only one I mained him in Marvel 3, but I dropped him because in my opinion he wasn't viable. But I gave him a shot. I gave him a 6-month trial. I gave him a 6-month trial, dude. And I'm like, his combos don't work, dude.
It doesn't. No.
It's not that he's low tier. He was like low key unviable. Anyway. But what I'm saying is that and in some games, tournament and competitive play, I did a lot better because I'm going to play what I like. And some games I happen to be really godlike, and in some games I'm okay. And that has nothing to. I'm not going to change my character because of it. And I'm not the only person who plays like that. I know I'm not the only person who plays like that. That's why people play like the franchises that they're into. They kind of have this attachment or this favoritism thing going on, right? So, that's what you're saying. Like that's when you luck out, is when your character happens to be represented good in the game as far as tiers. That's when you kind of luck out,
Yes.
I got a question for you, Eric. Why do you pick Iron Man and War Machine? That's my question. I've been asking you for like a while now.
I mean, I'm just he's my favorite. War Machine is my favorite Marvel character in in the comics, and when I was young I had like the action figure. Like I was really into this thing, right? I mean, Iron Man, I've always liked the idea. I mean, this is getting like real fanboy, but I've always liked the idea of like for Iron Man, like some dude who's dope because he's smart AF and he's keeping up with all of these crazy superpowers. Like these guys are ridiculously strong and enhanced, and this fool's just so smart. He suits up and could roll with them, like real talk, toe to toe with him off of something he came up with in his mind that he built. You know what I mean? And he's tangling with the Hulk for real, like. So I've always respected that as a character, and then I've always liked the War Machine armor where it's just double down the offense. It doesn't have as
machine guns.
Yeah. It's not as tactical. It's the same thing. It's a suit of armor, but it has its use of being less tactical and just more in that ass. Like that's kind of what that one is. You know what I mean? And just because of that, like I've played him in every game. Yeah, the game like Marvel 1, War Machine was broken tier. Well, not broken. He was top tier. War Machine was top tier.
And there's a God of War Machine.
Yeah. So in that game in competitive play, I was able to do really well. You know what I mean? And then and when I played Marvel 2, I used Iron Man and War Machine. But they weren't that top tier, so I just did whatever. That's how I played it. I wanted to play Marvel. I wanted to play Marvel. You know what I mean? Like, But not everyone plays like that. So there are some people who just play like, dude. When I introduced my nephew to the game, this is the funny thing. He's like, okay, he sees the roster, and I'm like, I think he's gonna like pick someone. He's like, so who's good? I'm like, oh snap. I was like, oh snap! Like you are not from my generation, dog. You are trying to win this bad boy. So I respect that too. Like I respect that too, dude. Like, what's good?
What's good? A-Candace, enjoy.
Yeah, dude. So I respect that.
Yeah. There's also another thing too with there. There's also like another thing with evolving player skill, which there's basically you can actually play any characters you want and actually do good with them no matter what. And like obviously, Jacob Man is one of the persons right here because he like plays whatever he wants right there, which is Ghost Rider and Nemesis, and obviously
Ghost Rider, Felicia, Nemesis. Yep,
that's a dope team.
Yep, which he is also probably one of the highest like level players out there for Marvel Infinite at the moment, because it's a small fan base because of the backlash, like many guys that's still going, like still trying to go strong right now.
It's still doing pretty good so far.
The community is going above and beyond, and this thing's getting insanely better and better. Straight up.
Yes, and Jacob Man's team right there, and Ultimate right there is considered probably like a mid-tier team at best.
It's a mid-low tier, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he knows his freaking team because he has a weird aspect with using not one of the best stones available, but using that stone to his advantage for mix-ups, because he loves to freaking rock other players down and do Ghost Rider Super, and then freaking just cross up constantly with Nemesis with that, and I also have very good.
Yeah, with the time stone, dude. That shit is like scary, dude. And if the opponent is like trying to block, doing the Ghost Rider Super again, I can just like tag it into Nemesis and do like a command grab or like a level 3 to get them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that Ghost Rider Super is so good.
It is, dude. And Infinite, it's like crazy, like scary. If you get hit by that, you're done, dude.
Yeah. Like in Marvel 2, we used to have a thing where like if you're fighting a Cable, then you can't spam your assist because he might die. It's like, oh, okay, like because normally you go dumb on that assist in that game, but it's like, oh, it's Cable, okay, I gotta hold my assist. It's almost like when you fight Ghost Rider and Infinite, it's like, okay, I gotta really watch my tag, because as soon as I tag, he does that super, and my homie's getting hit, and I'm taking ill mix-ups. Like, yeah, it's pretty game changing.
Yeah, but my team is like, I want to say, my team in Infinite is like mid-high tier.
Yeah, I like. The tiers. I think, as far as Infinites go, the tiers are a lot more malleable than a lot of games. I think because people who put in work with their team, you can kind of see like, what tier is Morgan? Because I know one dude who put in a lot of work with her, and she's really good. So, does that mean she's high tier, or that she's just going in on his team? Like just like we all are kind of going in on our teams.
You can pick like any like team in like Infinite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like any candidates in like one team, it works.
Yeah. My opinion, I'm still learning stuff that's very unique to the two characters I use. Still. This very last, going back less than a week, some new stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. It's for being a 2-on-2 character game. That's a lot of depth still. That I'm still like surprised that it's still holding up.
Oh yeah, of course, man. If you look at my all team in Ultimate, my Ghost Rider, Felicia, Nemesis, it's a pretty weird ass team, yes. But I put in like a lot of effort in like training to like make that team like viable as possible,
Word. You maximize it, and then you catch hella fools off guard. That's one of the advantages. You just catch hella fools off guard. Like you thought your Magnus won this for free. Like this kind of stuff,
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, mate. I've been playing that team since like 2013. So I've been playing that team for like years,
Yeah.
I know like all the secret tech like team,
The super cheap.
Super cheap, man. Yeah. So, do you have any other things you want to comment on? Because I think this is probably near the end of the episode, actually. Because
Oh,
we talked about
oh yes,
everything.
I do. Oh well, yes, I do. For next week, me and Untrue Gaming, we are doing the top 8 finals for both Western Fallback Ultimate Marvel 3 Season 2 and Marvel Infinite Crash of the Stones Season 3. Next Tuesday is the top 8 finals for Marvel Infinite Crash of the Stones PS Season 3 PS4 Online Tournament. Top 8 finals are next Tuesday, November 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be live streaming the tournament at twitch.tv/EntreGaming2. The players who are in the top 8 finals are Duo Kevin, Bane Howler, Marshall, Wonder Wolf, Mega for Tango, the legendary Digon, and who was the last one? Actually, let me look very quick.
You say Stealth? I know Stealth's up in that piece.
Let me check very quick. I think that was Stealth. Yep. Yeah, Stealth and Tyson are in the top 8 finals for that. It's gonna be pretty excited for that. And next Wednesday, it's the top 8 finals for Westworld. Who's in that? Well, actually it's the same time as the top 8 finals for Crash, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Who's in the top 8 for Westworld? It's myself, DJ Vest, Jason Kiddo, Team Crowd, Joy D, Woman, and Obai Phoenix are in the top 8, and also Living Legend 26 as well. One of my Michigan homies. All of us are in the top 8 finals. It'll be live streamed again on twitch.tv/EntreGaming2 next Wednesday. So hopefully guys can make it and watch some Marvel, baby.
Sure, that's solid. Those names sound pretty vicious. The Infinite names sound pretty scary, dude.
Oh yeah,
that sounds like it's gonna be dope.
Mm-hmm. I can send the brackets if you guys are curious about it.
The site.
Yep.
All right, before I cut out, just to give you guys like that Marvel action, you guys can follow me. You guys can find me on twitch.tv/OG_War Destroyer. I do a podcast specifically centered around MVCI every other Monday. I did one earlier today, so of course I'm gonna be doing one in 2 weeks. So yeah, follow that. And give me a follow if you guys want to hear about that Marvel action.
Oh yeah, of course, man. Follow me as well, man. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and all the good stuff as well. And should I get onto a game as well, guys?
Yep. And thank you everyone for watching. And have a nice night. I am Flying High, says Zerms 4.
I'm Choco Man.
And I'm War Destroyer.
And thank you, and have a nice night. See you guys.